A very good afternoon. Many thanks for staying with us here on TV 47. Welcome to Newsfeed. My name is Mombi Chege. Now, at least 11 prisoners have escaped from Bungoma police station after digging a hole through the wall. One of them was, however, rearrested during the early morning incident and was shot on the thigh. Police say they found a hole dug in the rear wall through which the 11 escaped. The prisoners are said to have escaped at around 3 a.m. this morning. Police are now calling on the locals to help trace the suspects who might have escaped semi-naked. Their cases range from robbery with violence to assault to defilement. The level of optimism in the country has dropped by 10% from 75% in 2015 to 65% this year. This is according to a research conducted by Infotrack Research Company, which shows city dwellers as the least optimistic.
The statistics conducted between October last year and February this year indicate that many Kenyans are becoming less optimistic as days go by. The statistics further indicate that eastern counties, central counties, Rift Valley counties and northeastern counties are the most optimistic regions in the country. The level of optimism in the counties is further contributed by factors such as proximity or hope for the highest political office and sustainable development by second-term governors. The survey further indicates that city dwellers in counties such as Nairobi have the lowest optimism rates in the country. Immaculate Oma, TV 47, Nairobi.
The Ministry of Public Service will reopen Huduma Center GPO in Nairobi tomorrow, months after its closure alongside other Huduma centers in the country. However, in an effort to minimize traffic and time spent queuing for service, the ministry said Huduma Kenya will gradually be rolling out a service by appointment system. A statement released by the ministry, however, added that one will not need to book an appointment to be served in the other 4 Huduma centers in Nairobi or the other 51 centers countrywide. Huduma Center GPO was among others that were temporarily closed on July 14th for fumigation amid rising numbers of COVID-19 cases in the city and high number of traffic. Elsewhere, Mijikenda Kaya elders want the government to honor heroes and heroines who played a major role in the freedom of the country from the British colonialists.
The Kifudu dance, the rituals, oaths and prayers marked the annual celebration of the Mekatilili Women's ceremony. The ceremony aims to celebrate the heroine for her effort to fight against the British colonial rule.
Kwa sababu leo ni siku kubwa, tunakumbuka siku ile mama Mekatilili alichapa kofi mzungu. Hapa mahali nimesimama, basi wacha umma wasikie mistari kuhusu mama Mekatilili. Mekatilili kulutanguma.
But the elders here say it's unfortunate that renowned heroines such as the legendary Mekatilili Wamenza are yet to be honored fully by the government, despite the fact that she was among those who led in the rebellion against the colonial ruler.
Karibu kuwasihi viongozi wetu wa nchi ya Kenya wajue ya kwamba pale maofisini ambapo wako sasa ni kwa sababu ya juhudi ambazo zilifanywa na mama Mekatilili Wamenza na mashujaa wa ukombozi wa Mau Mau. Kwa hivyo ningeomba hawa waweze kutambulika, waweze kutambuliwa sawa sawa, na zile sehemu ambazo wengi wamezikwa ziweze kutambuliwa na kuwekwa makavazi na kuheshimiwa kama vile sisi tunaheshimu katika hii sehemu hii ya Mekatilili ya Shakahola.
Google last week recognized the heroine through a doodle, but the leaders have not recognized her to date. He further said leaders should not forget their history when in offices, driving luxurious vehicles and earning huge salaries.
Kituo ambacho kitakuwa kinawakumbusha vizazi vijavyo kwamba uhuru tuliopata hatukuupata kupewa mikononi. Wengine walipigania, wengine walikufa, wengine walitoa damu, na ndio sababu sasa watu wako maofisini, wako katika serikali.
The elders are in the process of acquiring a piece of land in the area where it is believed she was buried to set up a monument in her honor. Nanok Lauren, TV 47.
Thank you, Nanok, for that report. Now, cases of minor defilement by adults have been on the rise in Murang'a County, leaving a mark behind as the lives of the victims change drastically after they go through the unspeakable act. However, Murang'a Women Representative Sabina Chege, together with FIDA, have started giving free legal services to aid these families seek justice.
The cases have been on the rise in the county, with many families now claiming that it is taking too long to get justice. With poverty as the main cause as to why they're unable to seek justice, Murang'a Women Representative Sabina Chege, together with FIDA, have come out to give some of these families free legal services to aid in the process. Sabina has called upon chiefs and parents to shun away from kangaroo courts that have contributed to the lack of justice to the young ones.
Wale wazee ama wazazi wanashikana kwenye vijiji na wanaanza kusort zile cases kwenye vijiji ambazo zinajulikana kama kangaroo courts. Hizo nimekataa, na ndio tumekuja na watu wa FIDA, kwa sababu watu wengi wanaenda ile option ya kangaroo courts kwa sababu wanaona wakienda kotini kesi itapotelea. Sasa FIDA wameshikana na sisi, na wakili hawalipishwi, tunapatia wale mawakili na mzazi anapewa for free.
According to lawyer Wangoi Kamande, the law categorically illustrates penalties given to adults defiling minors, which can lead to life sentence or not less than 20 years in jail, according to the age bracket of the minor.
The younger the minor, the stiffer the penalty. If the minor is between 12 years and 15 years, then the perpetrator, upon conviction, will be liable to imprisonment for a period of not less than 20 years.
Nanok Lauren, TV 47.
Now, as COVID-19 bites harder by day, mothers in the streets have found it harder coping with the pandemic. Tonight on our special feature, we tell you how these mothers are coping with the pandemic. But here's a sneak preview of the feature by Nanok Lauren on motherhood in the streets amidst COVID-19.
I'm just in time to catch these families waking up to a new day to head over to Jivanji Gardens. They begin picking up what they own: cartons, sheets, bags filled with clothes and food leftovers from last night. Here they seem to sink deep into their cloud of thoughts, envisioning how lucky they may be today as others light small fires to grasp some warmth.
We shall be having that special report tonight at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. by our very own Nanok Lauren. Now, bodies of two boys who went missing in Goirobi area in Deya, Kiambu County have been found this morning. The bodies of the Gio Primary School's Class 7, Calvin Kamau, and Martin Njehu, who is a Class 5 pupil at Kawanda Primary School, were found in a dam in the area.
Walikuwa wanaogelea kwa sababu nguo zilikuwa kando juu ya hiyo dam. Kwa hivyo ni jambo walikuwa, hata ni jambo wanaonekana kama walikuwa wanafanyanga mara mingi. Sababu tunaona ile kazi muhimu walimu wanakuanga wanafanya wakiwa shule. Na kwa sababu tuko katika janga hili, ningewauliza wazazi sasa hilo pengo waijaze. Watoto wako mikononi mwetu. Wote wako mikononi mwetu.
They are going for grazing, and that is when now they get the opportunity to go to the dams, and they do adventure. They go for swimming. These two boys, Kamau and Jeho, have drowned when they were swimming. So parents, we should talk to our children. We should monitor our children so that they do not go to the dams, to the swamps for swimming. It is risky. It is taking away lives of children. It is painful, very painful.
Now, the advent of COVID-19 disease saw the government introduce containment measures to prevent the spread that would be of the would-be pandemic. Now, among the measures was the dusk to dawn curfew that restricts movement of Kenyans between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m., having metamorphosized from the original 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. 4 months on, the efficiency in the enforcement and adherence to the curfew remains questionable in various parts of the country. Now, our crew, or our spot check by TV47 crew in 3 counties in the country, reveals how Kenyans have been flouting curfew rules in the special report Beyond Curfew Hours, and our reporter David Mudoka reveals how curfew is just another rule on paper.
It's exactly 9 p.m. at night. We are just about to set out on a mission to discover and unravel the behavior of most Kenyans past curfew hours. We do not know what we will find, but just like any man on a mission, we are prepared for what come may. Monday, 9:39 p.m. in Buruburu Estate, Nairobi County. It is 39 minutes into the daily countrywide dusk to dawn curfew, but the traffic here is something else. On the other hand, shops remain open, and this particular shopper has time to assess, choose and bargain the price of this bell pepper nonchalantly with the vegetable shop vendor. We shift focus to the nearby Dandora Estate. It is now 9:15 p.m. On the way, we come across heavy traffic going into the opposite direction, but that is not the only appalling thing we discover. These 2 men in white coats are not done with their mutura business, and from the look of things, they do not seem in a hurry to do so, perhaps due to the fact that customers are imminently streaming in to have a taste of the mutura delicacy. It is now 10 p.m. and our next stop is at Kariobangi Estate. A variety of shops here remain wide open, save for this particular one, where the shopkeeper, who arguably is the first to close shop, albeit at chameleon speed. In Kayole Estate, people are walking home haphazardly in full disregard of curfew rules. Others even have time to catch up, and a few seconds later, this matatu in full glaring lights overtakes us, and from the incessant flashes of its backlights, it is trying to attract more passengers. 10:27 p.m., an hour and 27 minutes into the curfew, and business is still booming in Umoja Estate. Again, nobody here is in a hurry to get home. Day 2, Tuesday, 18 minutes past 9 p.m. We are part and parcel of this heavy snarl-up along the Thika superhighway. On normal occasions, security officials man this highway at this Garden City area, but today they are a no-show, perhaps on half-time. We head for Githurai 45 area, where we stumble upon this huge group of boda riders, literally unmoved by the start of the curfew. More shockers await, and as we slither through this murky market in Kiambu County, this tuk-tuk operator, a few meters from the conspicuous underpass in Githurai, has time to tease a potential customer. Again, no police officer is in sight to enforce the curfew rules, and the residents are using that to their absolute advantage. Business is booming, rush hour seemingly alien here. It's 10:07 p.m.
This is Githurai 45 area in Kiambu County. It's barely an hour and 7 minutes into the curfew, but still, this is an area buzzing with activity. The buzz does not seem to end anytime soon, and it is time to lay siege in another part of this vast county. It is 10:30 p.m. when we hit the ground running again, and here we spot this 14-seater matatu picking and dropping passengers. Upon arrival at the Ruiru bypass, we are met by the trademark stagger of residents walking home. From the look of things, he seems to have had one too many, leaving behind this trail of cat-chewing revelers in this joint who are in no hurry. On the other side of the road, this shopkeeper whose shop is wide open appears to be making a killing from selling his goods to the motorists who pass by. On our return back to the city, we make one more stop at Kahawa Sukari. 4 minutes past 11 p.m. This is 2 hours, 4 minutes into the curfew. Now we've deliberately delayed here just to notice the behavior of people. This is Kahawa Sukari Estate. This is Kiambu County. Now a few meters from here is a place where there are borders. And you'll wonder, one question that stands out is, who are they waiting for? Will they even be able to get customers? And during our stay, we've seen a number of them move in, move out, and that shows there is activity still here. Day 3, we head out to Kajiado County, and what better place to lay siege than the metropolitan Ongata Rongai town. At 9:01 p.m., we are still unable to access the diaspora town, primarily because of the infamous perennial traffic along this road. It is 9:15 when we lay sight on Rongai. Shops, butcheries and chemists are open, with people walking casually by the roadside, and there is more. It is drizzling here. The curfew has already begun. You would imagine that either event would elicit a rush home, but no one is ready to call it a day. Even this car wash operator is hell-bent on cashing in an extra dime from this motorbike. He notices us, but he does not look derailed. In the nearby Kiserian town, police officers are having an uphill task enforcing curfew. Well, at least there are security officials here, the first we spot since we began our rounds beyond curfew hours. The rest of the area is a ghost town, save for this place where local police are manning a roadblock. Some motorists caught on the wrong side of the law have already resigned to fate, with others clutching at straws in trying to justify their lateness to these police officers. But 4 months since the rules were introduced by the government as a measure to arrest the spread of the COVID-19 disease, they arguably remain just rules on paper. Their implementation dotted by a variety of factors. This as COVID-19 infections in the country continue to soar. On Friday, the country had recorded over 29,000 infections. But who is to blame for the failed implementation? Is it the police officers or members of the public? In recent times, the government has appeared to have shifted the stay safe responsibility to an individual responsibility, a transition that clearly does not seem to be working. David Buthoka, TV47.
Thank you for that report, Mudhoka. Many thanks for staying with us here on Newsfeed. Let's take a short break. We'll be back with much more in just a moment. back, and now boda riders in Nairobi County CBD are currently holding a meeting with reporters, or speaking to reporters rather, complaining about the task force that was set by Interior CS Fred Matiang'i on the task force that was supposed to commence that's set to commence this week. Let's listen into that.
Sitting pretty in their offices, and the CS intention of the CS was the task force, once it has been formed, it should go around the country and capture the information from the border operators. Number one, border operators need to know where they are doing the operations. Number two, the border needs to know how we can reduce accidents on the road. You've seen most of the border deaths actually comes through injury that is from the head injuries. And not only that, the border operators also need to know how they can also participate in the nation building and the payment of tax and all that. We want the sector be structured properly so that we can know where are we starting, where are we ending. That is not very clear from the look of things. The task force, since it was formed, they have never come down. Our biggest issue is public participation. There is no any single public participation that has ever been held by the task force. And they are eating allowances, they are getting funds from government, they are seated pretty, ukunywa chai na mandazi. Yet our people are down here suffering. Our people don't know where to operate from. There are no, structured stages for border people. You see, every single day the government is so much concentrated on putting up structures and very well planned areas for matatu operators who are actually transporting passengers. Remember very well that the border are transporting over 18 million passengers every single day. You see? And the kind of money that also the border people are pumping into the economy, we are actually doing over 700 million every single day into the economy of the country. We are most vital people in this economy. But you see, apart from just being important people in the economy, we need our people also to be involved in matters to do with the transport decisions. The decisions that are actually being made as far as...
We shall be giving you a more in-depth report on that particular issue in our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Many thanks for staying with us here on TV 47 Newsfeed. Remember, you can also talk to us on Facebook, TV 47 Kenya, and Twitter at TV 47 KE. Now, elsewhere, forced off the road by coronavirus lockdowns, Philippine jeepney drivers are now plying the streets of Manila on foot, begging for money to feed themselves and their families. Now, jeepneys